Hi. Today's postcard goes to Wisconsin voter Jennifer Taff. It's of the Globe Theater. Beth picked this up in a pre-Brexit vote trip to London a few years ago. April 9th, 2020. Dear Ms. Taff, you are so right. This is ridiculous. The depth of your rightness might go missed by some who saw the photo of you standing in line to vote in the middle of a pandemic, because your three-word sentence is hastily written in Sharpie on a piece of cardboard box. But the situation we find ourselves in, for years now, is more worthy of ridicule than almost any other in our nation's history. Constitutional rot. The formal adherence to constitutional processes while enacting or supporting policies that undermine our constitutional culture and lawful behavior. That's why you had to stand in line to vote in the middle of a pandemic. Because your state legislature legally decided it was important for you to do so. And because your state Supreme Court legally decided it was legal for your legislators to demand that you mingle in a crowd in the middle of a pandemic or not vote at all. I hope that you do not get sick or pass this illness on to your ailing father. The only time more ridiculous in our nation's history was the period of similar constitutional rot in the 2 or 3 decades before the Civil War, when Southern slave owners held the nation for ransom to protect their ability to own human beings. I wonder what the people who forced you to stand in line in the middle of a pandemic are holding the nation hostage for now. It turned out that those slave owners in the 1850s wouldn't accept any ransom. They killed 600,000 countrymen instead. I wonder what your state legislature majority would accept. What about their fellows around the rest of the nation? In more normal times, I'd say that the way to solve our problems is to vote. But as your experience in Tuesday's primary shows, with exquisite irony, some people have no qualms about waging legalistic war on representative government. Well, their smiles as they explain, well clad in NIOSH masks and plastic gowns, that they had to kill your vote in order to save it, shows they do have one qualm, but only one. They don't want to be seen as what they are. The problem for us who see the ridiculous is, what are we supposed to do with people who have lost all care for what ridiculous is? How do we talk to people no longer interested in listening? How do we begin to engage in our basic democratic duty to persuade people who pretend that it is insane to see the ridiculous plainly for what it is? How are we supposed to trust even in our votes when they are in the hands of people cutting up the Constitution to use as ransom notes or as a murder-suicide pact without the suicide or the pact? Anyway, pass along my deep appreciation to all of your fellow Wisconsin voters, and those who didn't vote, too, for the aplomb with which you handled an impossible problem. I hope you are, and stay well. Signed, Alex.